Welcome to Suplex City Limits, Episode 2, or Suplay City Limits, if you're a Gordon Soley fan. I'm your host, Jim, with
Rando Commando.
Thanks for checking out the podcast, Episode 2. We're back again.
Again, yes we are.
Never going away.
No, not quite yet. Not gonna get rid of us that easily.
Right. We are now available on Stitcher as well as Podbean, so you can listen to the show on Podbean or Stitcher. Both have apps for your phones. We'll be adding more podcasting sites in the near future, so keep an eye out for that. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/Suplex City Limits. Also follow us on Twitter at Suplex City Limit.
Gotta lose the S there. Sorry
no
about
S.
that. No S on that. Sorry. Twitter does not allow S's, I guess.
Well, they don't allow... It's, what is it, 15 letters or something?
Something like that, yeah.
That's nonsense. There's a lot of angry Middle Eastern people out there. Why couldn't I have my name? Welcome to the show. We're going to talk about tonight. We got Raw, NXT, Lucha. Also, we asked around on our Facebook page. Worst gimmicks of all time. We'll spend some time talking about that. Also induct the first inductee into the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame. That's right, Vince. We've started our own Hall of Fame.
Yeah, fuck you, Vince.
Fuck you and Rikishi. We've started our own Hall of Fame. We're gonna end up we'll take turns. Skip a week. So on the second week we'll induct one. Then on the fourth, Rando will induct.
Yeah, I'll induct my very first Hall of Fame.
Perhaps we'll have arguments over additions.
Yeah, we're not going to tell each other who we're inducting here. So it's going to be a complete surprise.
It's going to be an insane Hall of Fame because, there won't be just classic decisions, Hulk Hogan. Like, how long will it take for one of us to pick Hulk Hogan? I don't know.
Hulk Hogan was a turd.
Going back to last week, and to get off topic, because that's one of my favorite things to do. Is get
absolutely.
Topic.
Yes.
I was watching, so we were talked about last week, Hulk Hogan in Japan and how he was actually good. I was watching some of that today. Hulk Hogan Enziguri, dude.
What? No.
Yes, I swear to God.
Are you kidding me?
And doing complicated arm twist, flip, chain wrestling. Hulk Hogan chain wrestling, dude. Unbelievable.
Really?
I also saw him do a swinging neck breaker today in Japan.
No shit.
Yeah, but you gotta check out, you gotta look around. It doesn't have a video of just it, but you can find, Hulk Hogan doing an Enziguri. It just blows my fucking 80s wrestling fan mind to see Hulk Hogan do a fucking Enziguri.
I'm trying to look it up right here, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in time. But anyway, do you want to start talking about Raw?
I wanted to be off base, yeah.
You wanted to be off base.
I think that's the gold. The gold comes from randomness, right?
I do believe so, yeah. I'll let it go.
So Raw this week emanated from Austin, Texas. Emanated like a bad smell.
Yeah, it was...
Any positivity or anything that you were positive about last week, down the shitter this week. Back to the same old thing.
Yeah. Nobody was around this week, man.
That was the thing I noticed right away. It was, there's nobody there.
Yep. We had to deal with 3 hours of Kane. Getting molested by all the women, and fucking Kane.
At least there was no Triple H, which was nice.
Yeah, that's a good surprise, but nobody good, man. But, did Ambrose even come out?
Ambrose was not there. Ziggler was not there.
Yeah. Who else? Bryant wasn't there.
No, he wasn't there either.
No, he got stitches on Thursday night. He ended up actually getting 8 stitches, and they showed it, man. I seen it on YouTube or something. I seen it somewhere, and yeah, it looked pretty. It was a pretty deep fucking cut right on his forehead. So as you can see, he had Band-Aids on tonight, or not tonight. If you watch SmackDown, I'm sorry, I watched SmackDown earlier today.
How dare you watch SmackDown?
Forgive me, please.
Did you watch Main Event at Superstars after that?
I was going to, but I was like, nobody gives a fuck about that shit, so I didn't.
I don't even give a fuck about SmackDown.
Yeah, because I was actually browsing through the network. Yes, I signed up for the network because it's free in the month of April, actually, and you get Axel Stream Rules or Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules this month for free. So yeah, I signed up. So.
Maybe he'll be on the card even, huh?
He might. Actually played a warm-up game on WWE 2K15 tonight before we started recording this glorious thing we call a podcast.
Yeah.
And I took Curtis Axel, and I came out sixth, and I went out third. It lasted probably like 30 seconds with him. It was just I just had to laugh. The game's too hard. I never played a battle royale. I didn't know what to do once I got in the position where I was going to get eliminated. So,
That's how you prepped.
yeah, that's how I prepped.
I prepped by watching Scott Steiner promos.
Late Scott Steiner promos, because that's a new discovery to me, man. Because I didn't watch any of his shit. Like I said, took a pretty much 14-year hiatus. Like completely alienated myself from any pro wrestling.
Even towards the end of WCW, there was a lot of ridiculous shit where they'd give him the microphone and he went out and did a shoot on Flair on Nitro one time.
Yeah, I think I seen that one. Towards the end of his career, I watched a few the other night. Actually, there was a few where I watched like 3 of them, and every single one he talks about banging their old lady. Every time. Every time he came out. So this was I think this was actually in TNA.
I also sent you the math one. Scott Steiner.
That was like.
Professor.
Yeah, I think somebody in the group actually said they lost IQ points listening to that.
So you take my 66 to third chance. You take your 33 to third chance.
And you minus having a triple threat match with Kurt Angle, and you got a 8.5% beat me. Oh man, it was ridiculous.
Scott Steiner.
I feel like I can build a rocket ship now after listening to that.
We'll talk more about the Big Booty Daddy later.
Big Booty Daddy coming at you. Coming at you later. Stay tuned.
Holla if you hear him. So yeah, Raw. I don't know. We just kind of plow through it.
Yeah.
Randy Orton defeats Kane. When Kane is DQ'd for using a steel chair, what was the point of that? I don't understand.
It filler, man.
And the intro was really funny. Then he had.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off here, Jim. But didn't the European tour start this week? Maybe a lot of people went over to Europe for that.
They did. A lot of people left early to go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Maybe that's why Raw was such a fucking shit house. So, but anyway, sorry to cut you off. I'll let you continue.
No, that's a good point. Again, always 20-minute promo to open. Mildly entertaining, I guess. Not really, but
it was Rollins, and he made fun of Kane there. That was kind of funny.
Right. So that first match didn't make any sense, but of course, because Randy Orton's twice on the card,
yeah.
they had 10 matches this week, but
3 guys.
Like, dude, I don't want to watch. Like, people, they know people don't like Roman Reigns, and yet, dude, they put him on the card twice.
And Ryback. Ryback, if you notice from watching, Ryback's losing the fans. He's barely getting any pop out there. He's not getting anything.
He had a little bit. Yeah, he had a little bit there,
but they went flat quick on him. Yeah. And then nothing through his entrance build up. Where he's it's feeding time. I'm a retard. Sorry, I shouldn't have said retard.
He's a retard.
Yeah.
No, don't even, dude. We haven't even gotten into Raw. Here we go. But, dude, WWE had that thing where they were, on Twitter and whatever, they were like, stop the usage of the word retard.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to do. I don't care.
Well. Yeah.
But.
Sorry,
this is the same.
It flows organically. This is an organic podcast. You don't know what you're going to get here.
It's an actual word.
That is true.
To be retarded makes sense. So when I call anyway, that wasn't the point. The point was that they are very anti the use of this word now, and this is the same company that had Eugene as a gimmick. Now you probably were gone for all that. You remember that?
Actually, I looked up some videos while I did research on some gimmicks. So yes, I did see Eugene, and I do believe he's even on my list. So yeah,
dude, they would have multiple wrestlers like attack him or stomp a mud hole in him.
Yeah.
They do things where he was really gullible, and
they
had a retarded gimmick.
It was Bischoff's nephew or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it just blows my mind that anybody would think like go out there and act like you're retarded, Yeah. And then like 10 years later be like, oh, don't use that word anymore. Fuck you.
WCW actually had one as well. Larry the Lunatic, or was it Larry or was it Lonnie?
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, but we'll get to that later.
But it's like, don't sit and tell me like that I shouldn't say retarded when you had that shit for years. That character was around for years.
Yep.
That's far more offensive than than using the word,
And we're talking about Ryback here, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree with us that he's, even guys in the back here, he's behind the scenes stuff. He's a herdy fella. People do not like working with him because he's stupid and he'll drop you stupid. So
those giant guys, man.
Yep.
You got to worry about those dudes because they're so fucking strong.
And the novelty is worn off on his character, and I don't know what they're going to do with him. That's just what I see from what's going on.
Yeah, and they're not going to do anything with him.
No, he's just in there for filler till SummerSlam, till everybody comes back like Lesnar and all that shit. So.
Right. So, Kane then puts Rollins into a match against an opponent he doesn't know. Neville comes out. I actually thought it was a really awesome match.
Highlight of the night. Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The match was awesome. I saw online people were like, "Oh, they buried Neville."
No,
I think like that's booking 101, making a guy look strong to me.
Yep. There was fuckery in the match. He was distracted.
Right. But that's how you book somebody strong from go. You bring them out. Yep. They have a very competitive match. They almost win. The only thing I thought was the commentary was so shitty that like a good commentator, Jim Ross or something, could have made that way more impactful.
Yeah. Come back, JR.
That he was, that commentary team is fucking terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Cole or without Cole, it's fucking terrible.
Right. And
I like Booker T, but not as a commentator.
No, put Lawler in there. Take him off of SmackDown. Why'd he even go to SmackDown? Who'd he piss off? Who the fuck knows?
Well, he's just everyone's sick of him.
I don't mind him. I guess I don't know. I've only been putting up with him since about Thanksgiving. So.
Well, and again, there's another thing with WWE. The same reason that Kane's around, or the Big Show's been around for 18 years. The King has been calling Raw and shit forever. It's just like gets so everything gets old, man. You got to move stuff around, but I don't know. Saxton, I don't think he's very good, but I don't think it matters either who they put on commentary.
No, he couldn't handle it by himself. That in the supposed Brock Lesnar attack where he took everyone out, so he couldn't carry the commentary alone there on that show. So,
but it doesn't matter who they put in there.
Yeah,
there was like the thing was like, there was talk. They were talking to Chael Sonnen about coming over to doing commentary. I don't know if you heard that. And it's like, that seems cool on the surface, but really they'll take any person and they're going to make them the same thing.
Well, they could even bring, since Lesnar's out for a little while, I guarantee we're not going to see Lesnar till probably SummerSlam time. He's out for a couple months. I think part of his contract clause was he gets to go on vacation for a couple months here because he worked so hard being champion. What, did he show up for one show a month and a pay-per-view every 2 months?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's making full-time money too.
Yeah, and he's going to be nothing more than part-time when he comes back too, man. He ain't going to wrestle regularly on Raws or anything like that. So.
But that's the thing, is they're going to take no matter who they put on commentary.
Right. But
they're going to be the same.
My point was why not bring Heyman in and have him do something? He could fucking build up Lesnar during the 3 months subtly. He's a smart enough guy to do that shit, and he can call matches and shit. So.
Heyman's great on there, yeah.
Yeah, why not? Bring him in for a little bit. Give him a paycheck while Lesnar's out, man. Come on.
Yeah. After ECW went down and they had JR and Heyman together.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Fantastic. Also, which was a thing in WCW for a while too, back in the day. They had Ross and Heyman together.
Yeah.
And that was good too.
Yeah, yes it was. Yes.
Excuse me. But yeah, I thought that was a really good match. I'm surprised these days when I see a good, interesting match on WWE programming. So
it was definitely a nice surprise. Absolutely.
It was my highlight of the evening.
Yeah. Yep.
Definitely. John Cena been doing the challenge thing. The old anybody in the back.
Yeah. Who came out this time? Stardust.
Stardust. Actually, a good match.
Not terrible. Cena didn't. It was competitive. They made it competitive, and Stardust actually. Cody Rhodes. He did a good job in that match because Cena's sucks.
Yeah, and I'll just clarify a little on. We'll take a side step there to clarify Listening to last week's episode, you'd think that we did shit on John Cena, and we will continue to shit on John Cena.
Yeah.
But really, as a dude, I don't mind the guy. I think he's a good dude. He does a lot of charity work and all that shit. Like, I don't have a real personal thing with him, and I don't think he's terrible in the ring either.
No, his gimmick sucks, and we're all tired of him. Like,
right.
Be something, I don't know.
I just wanted to clarify that. Because people were like, oh, you hate John Cena. I'm like, yes and no,
We're just tired of him.
I mean, that's the thing. Eventually, I feel like, didn't somebody on our Facebook, they're like, who did this podcast? And you went on there, you just automatically give our names, our real names. And I was like, you should have made sure before you did that this guy didn't want to kick our asses. Because that's the thing is, we're going to go to these indie shows and shit. Like, we better be careful, man. We could get our asses kicked by a washed-up pro wrestler. Which that would be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that would make for a good story, as a matter of fact. But, no, I think some of these guys are, well, some of them, yeah, are smart enough that we're really, mostly talking about the character we see on TV. I mean, we're reviewing this, as fans as well, because I'm no expert.
I don't like Roman Reigns, actually,
and I don't know any of these guys. Yeah, I don't know any of these guys personally. I just, we're looking at this shit as fans. So,
right.
So
just to clarify on that,
we're telling you what we hate and what we like.
Mostly what we hate.
What pleases us, but there hasn't been much much of that. So.
Cena continuing to throw in some other moves.
Yeah, actually it was
the Michinoku driver.
Right. That was nice.
Yeah. It's like, wow, you see the guy do anything but those, like, 5 moves. I think we talked about that last week where he did that, like, weird springboard stunner, which I think that move is stupid looking, but I've never seen it before.
Right,
so.
I'm so glad we don't see the 5-knuckle shuffle anymore. So
I think he still does that, doesn't he?
I haven't seen him do that for a long time.
He was gonna do it, but Stardust kicked him in the head.
Oh, yes. I haven't watched Raw since it aired on Monday, so some of this might be a little rusty.
It has been almost a week.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, well, your memory goes.
It happens, man. I'm a busy guy during the week.
Paige and Naomi defeated the Bella Twins. I don't really have much memory of it. I
think Naomi got the butt romp or whatever, the rear end or whatever move she calls that on one of the Bellas.
Yeah, and she's bad. She's not a very good worker.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to see women do actual wrestling moves, not dumb shit like that. It's
not things that you want them to do to you.
Yes.
Put your face in that black ass and drop down on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually watched, like I said before, I watched Raw on YouTube. Fuck you, Vince. And I don't think it was even included, dude, in the feed that, somebody uploads it in pieces. And I don't think that was even on there.
It wasn't a very long match. Maybe 7 to 10 minutes.
Was it really even that long?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't very long at all.
I bet it wasn't even that long.
But yeah, what was after that?
Ryback defeats Luke Harper.
I don't like Ryback.
Yeah.
Again, no pop from the crowd. They're tired.
I thought that crowd was very, very lame. Actually.
Yeah, they were a flat crowd.
And they didn't really, John Cena. It's funny that you go to they go to Texas and the whole America thing is over. People are like, did you see that video with Reagan and Bush in it? He's great.
Right.
So they're like, oh, they kind of like John Cena, which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah, poor guy. I mean, I guess, whatever, He deserves it after taking a beating in San Jose, even at WrestleMania, man.
There's some places in this country, as long as you're, waving American flag, you get away with most anything, right?
Yeah, those crowds hated him in those 2 cities. It's fucking... It was funny. I enjoyed it. It was the best part of that week of wrestling.
Luke Harper, they haven't really been doing anything with. I think he's great, man.
I like Luke Harper. Kind of weird. I'm glad he they kicked the emphasis on his eyes to the curb. How they would always close up on his eyes when he first went solo.
And then he had his background, on the Tron when he comes out was just a bunch of eyes. Is it
Yeah.
still a bunch of eyes? I don't recall.
I don't think it's as many eyes. I do believe that there are some eyes,
It's like, yeah, okay,
but not as many eyes as
the dude has the crazy eyes down. That's good, but like that's why would you make that his Tron? Just a bunch of eyes.
right, right.
And it's like I don't.
He's got
There are
the
people being paid cumulatively millions of dollars for creativity in that company, and that blows my fucking mind.
and there's like 25 of them. They have 25 writers, and this is the best that they can come up with.
And I feel like when the show comes out, this may as well have been like just McMahon an hour beforehand going,
Yeah,
you're gonna do
slapped
this.
together,
Go on.
man. Yeah,
That's how it feels.
yeah. It's not
There's
it's not
not.
put together well.
I feel like if you gave me and you 40 hours of a work week, we could write way cooler shit than that. I don't know what they're writing. There's not anything really happening.
Right? What are these people doing?
There's too many people. You
That
get
is
like fucking Jim Cornette, dude will write, or Paul Heyman. He'll write a show by himself in no time. Heyman
Oh.
would write ECW shows backstage on napkins and shit. He didn't
Oh,
give
yeah.
a fuck.
right.
They have like 25 Hollywood writers. Doing
And
no shit.
I hate how Vince he wants to be in showbiz and
Yeah.
not wrestling.
That's part of my theory that he hates being in the wrestling business. He's embarrassed by it.
Right. So like we touched on, he brings in WrestleMania. He brings in some sort of star almost every goddamn year, every year, and has them do something in the ring. So
Yeah, it's lame. I feel like they all are like that.
Yeah.
Stephanie too.
yeah,
They try to be something they're not. Which is fucking stupid. Moving on, Lucha Dragons defeat the New Day. Lucha Dragons are awesome.
yes they are. Yes they are. And New Day, they addressed the crowd. that night, I do believe, didn't they?
I don't recall.
Oh, I think, or that might have been on SmackDown or something. But yeah, they're starting to address the crowd and yell at the crowd for telling them they suck. So I think we might see a change in New Day, which is break them up already. Just cut it out. Just
That's the
stop
great
it
thing
already.
nowadays. It's so funny. They'll bring something out. They'll try to bring it out face. The crowd shits on it, and they're like, "Well, we're turning it heel," like it's their idea.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, like this was all planned.
The heels they have are mostly just like failed attempts at faces.
Yeah, and not a lot of
It's so
talent.
stupid.
There is a lot of talent there. There's some talent there in New Day, but man, what a bad gimmick.
Kofi Kingston's awesome in the ring.
Yes, I know that. I know he's awesome in the ring. That's why I
God
said there's
damn
some
it.
talent. But
And Big E is fucking huge.
Kofi, don't talk about my chest, Kingston.
So I'm sure they'll turn them heel.
Yeah, they'll do something with them. Maybe
Roman Reigns in a really original.
do you
match.
see it? Do you see another Nation of Domination perhaps coming out
No.
here or something like that? No.
No.
No. Okay.
They don't have the balls.
You don't think so?
No. If they were smart, they would have like done that already. They'd have brought Ron Simmons back and had him.
He was at WrestleMania.
Yeah, they do bring him back, everyone. I love when they do as well. He'll just like they had that one throwback Raw earlier this year, and it's like DDP is in the back, I don't know, showing somebody yoga, and out of nowhere, like Ron Simmons walks in, just like looks at him,
Damn.
looks at the camera, damn. It's like I don't care, I'll still pop for that. Like just bring Ron Simmons back every once in a while, and just look at that shit and go, damn.
Yeah, like 3 times the show. That'd make it so much easier to watch.
Instead of doing the New Day, they should have done that.
Yeah, this
You
is
bring
true.
Ron Simmons back as a figure piece / manager. He's awesome.
Yes.
And you fucking throw those 3 together, and you got yourself something. But they don't have the balls to do a gimmick like Nation of Domination anymore, dude. There's no way.
Well, that's just too bad. You should do something with them, and it's gonna be terrible because it's Vince. So.
There you go. Next was a real original match we haven't seen yet. Roman Reigns and Big Show.
No, I never seen that before.
Dude, that has been. He has just wrestled. They've wrestled each other for the last like 6 months. It seems like.
Oh, I know, it's so fucking awful. It's so boring. It's so played out. It's so... just stop already, please.
I don't know what's the point of. And that's the thing. A lot of this shit they've gotten so to the point now. And now again at the next pay-per-view, Cena Rusev again.
Yep.
Like, dude, we've seen it. Like,
Yep.
once the build is two
3
guys
times
who
now,
you maybe haven't seen each other. You're interested to see what's going to happen. They do it, and then that's it. They move on. Like, they just keep going.
Yeah, they just cram it down your throat.
Like, that Rusev Cena thing is so not over to anybody, and it was still happening.
It's done. It's done. He lost. He broke the streak.
So
John Cena was once again fucking Superman.
And and that's the thing. They've already set that for Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules, yes.
And so then they have him defending the belt every week, coming up to that. Which, I mean, obviously, LOL Cena wins anyway. But
spoiler alert.
there's no, you have no disbelief whatsoever that he's gonna, of course he's gonna win all those if he's got a match,
Yeah.
to defend the belt against Rusev. So that makes these next fucking 4 weeks completely pointless.
Yeah, for
It doesn't
Cena,
matter.
for Cena's character and whoever he's, whoever comes out, they're just filler, just filler.
Fucking nonsense. So there's that. Yeah, Reigns escapes a choke slam, wins after hitting with a spear. Yeah. Again.
Pushing Roman down our throats again.
Yeah, dude, he really is terrible. Some guy was arguing with me, I don't know, on some group about Roman Reigns, and goddamn, I think we said everything we had to say last week. Really, he was the worst of the Shield on the mic, in the ring. He's terrible.
Yeah.
The only thing he is handsome, I guess.
The chicks dig him. There's a lot of women that like him. Yes.
Vince, I wanna fuck him. That's it, man. Anyway, yeah, he sucks.
Awful.
And like I said, and another thing too is like, he's a cunt as well. He was on Sam Roberts' podcast, which I'm sure you probably don't listen to.
No, I don't have much time for that. No.
We'll talk shit. Sam Roberts has this podcast. He's just some dude, and he always has WWE guys on. And you'll see him if you watch those countdowns on the network. Every once in a while, he'll pop up in there, and he's just a dude. But he is so like in their pocket, man. There are a couple podcasts like that, where it comes off as this independent podcast, but it's not, dude. It's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Because they're like, oh, Sam, you want some free tickets to whatever event? And these guys are just fucking bullshit. They won't say anything, And on that show, previous to him winning the Rumble, Reigns is talking about, people don't like him, fuck him, and you can't say shit unless you've locked up, and I created all this stuff. I created, the spear. I don't know, the spear. I don't know if he said that, but he's done all this stuff, and he's making money and this and that. I'm like, you're supposed to be a face right now, dude. And not only do people hate you because you're getting this ridiculous push, you've actually fucking started to believe that you're that good.
Right. So many other guys deserve it.
Out of your fucking mind. It's one thing to secretly be like, this is ridiculous, and I can't believe that I'm in this spot. But he actually believes that I am fucking awesome.
Believe that.
Believe that.
Believe that.
Or as they say, a couple of people in our group say, believe dad.
Believe dad.
I think they actually call him believe dad.
Believe dad.
Fucking ridiculous. So that was shit. Sheamus and Mark Henry.
I don't like Sheamus.
Yeah, not really. He's good in the ring.
He's not awful in the ring, but...
But yeah, again, like I think we said last week, just a guy who... what are you doing? What are you going to do with him? You can take him away and bring him back. You can give him a different haircut and put shit in his fucking facial hair. I mean, he's still the same guy.
Right.
He's still this Irish motherfucker.
I just think they're gonna use him because he's got a match against Bryant now at Extreme Rules.
Is that the deal?
I think that's what they're gonna do with him. If not, or if they haven't announced it already, they're probably just gonna use him as a stepping stone. They're gonna build up that title with Bryant all the way up to SummerSlam.
It's been interesting. They have the booking has a hard-on for this thing, where they wanted to put Sheamus and Bryan together for a long time for some fucking reason.
Right.
And the fans are like, no, please don't. We don't want to watch it. But They're
Yeah,
gonna do it anyway.
I believe there was in the group there was an albino ogre reference to Sheamus.
Yeah, he's terrible. He's not terrible. He's good in the ring, but I just don't have any interest in him.
Yeah, I don't really either. Yeah, but maybe to the Irish community. I don't know, perhaps.
Maybe. I don't know. I should get a hold of the guys from OSW and see what they have to say.
Oh, okay.
They're Irish. And Mark Henry, fuck, just retire.
Yeah, he's a yeah.
My biggest beef. We're moving on to my biggest beef of the whole fucking show. Miz defeats Mizdow after grabbing the tights and rolling him up.
Yeah.
How the fuck did this happen? Like, how did you have this match on Raw?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? And why not push Mizdow? Because people love him, man. People like him. I like him.
Yeah, and I mean, you should have fucking used this next couple weeks to build to a match at Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules.
Right. Wouldn't that have made more sense?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Because those two, they're athletic. They can do. I think they've been working together for a while already, and I think they can have a good match.
So why would you put him over? Why would
I put Mizdow over?
No, why did they put Miz over a week away from, like, a week removed from
Yeah,
wrestling?
so why would they do that? Fuck, I don't know, because Vince is a fucking 70-year-old idiot. I don't fucking know, man.
I couldn't believe it, honestly. I was like, first off, I was like, why? They're having a match? Like, they're going to do something here to where there's not going to actually be a match, you know?
Yeah,
I was expecting
botched ending or something.
some kind of schmaz or, something. And they didn't. They actually had the match, and Miz won. Oh my god, I couldn't believe it, man.
It was such a push his movie perhaps with Summer Rae.
Oh, is he in a movie?
Yeah, they pushed what is it, the Marine 4? The Marine Part 4. Didn't they start those with Cena, putting him out there?
Yeah, they did. Well, they wanted to have Orton in one of them, but Orton has
How could you not see any of this, man? They've been pumping Raw and SmackDown full of this shit.
I don't get the commercials.
Oh, well, fuck. You don't get the commercials for their own company? What the fuck?
The person cuts them off, man. Like, people who upload it. They do a really good job, man.
Well, I'm going to start watching it on there now, son of a bitch.
It's in, like, the audio slightly slowed down, though, so.
Well, yeah, they have to do that.
Which is great, because I was actually, it makes the ring announcer, what's her name? Jillian Garcia? No. Whatever her name is. Something Garcia? Whatever. It makes her sound manly. It looks like, so when you watch her talk, she sounds like a fucking man in drag. Which is mildly entertaining. More entertaining than a lot of stuff on Raw. I watched that and I was like,
And you get that every match too, so
yeah.
You start every match out with a smile.
Yeah, I was like, that's not bad. So, yeah, they wanted to do that with Orton, but Orton has dishonorable discharge from the military, so they're like, maybe we shouldn't use him in this Marine movie.
Yeah. That'd be a bad idea.
I don't know what his dishonorable discharge stems from, but...
maybe we could look that up.
Yeah. Probably has to do with him being a fucking...
Probably
overzealous, cocky fucking cunt.
Yeah, maybe
of a person.
Punching out at fucking drill sergeant or something.
You ever seen that online where it's, I don't know, some guy in some fucking show. It's not American, I don't think. Maybe it was British or something, and he was talking about, like, oh, you've been injured, and, are you whatever gonna get hurt in this match? And Orton goes, like, full shoot on this guy.
Oh, no shit.
And it's like, say something, say it again, I'll fucking punch your teeth through your... And like, wow, dude, really?
Wow.
And this guy's, like, tiny. He's a fucking reporter. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, really? Why don't you just, like, do that, like, Geraldo thing? Well, who was that who slapped Geraldo?
Oh, shit. I can't remember. He got hit with a chair throughout that shit.
I don't know. What a fucking mark for himself, whoever that was. I forget who that was. He, like, burst his eardrum because he slapped, like, a closed, cupped slap to Geraldo's ear. Was that Geraldo? I think it was.
Yeah, I remember, but who the hell was it?
I forget. Some old time guy. But he he fucking blew up his eardrum, dude.
No shit.
Like, you're a dumb fuck. Anyway, Yeah, this guy, he gets, fired and gets like all these charges and shit, trying to protect the business, and then like 5 years later, Vince is like, "Oh, that's all fake." We're losing to WCW, so we're gonna talk about wieners and poo poo. that whole that whole promo when they started the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
It was like where the idea of good guys versus bad guys is passe. I was like, wow, you just buried the business right there.
Yep. Here, I'll grab a shovel.
Yeah, you're gonna shovel. And then again. So the final match: Randy Orton for the second time, Ryback again, and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. These three guys working together, and plus 2 out of 3 of them I can't stand.
They've been doing that lately.
Yep.
It's you'd think they would have no fucking roster at all. Like Lucha Underground has a very small roster of dudes. Originally, the first couple episodes of it, you only saw like 6, 7 dudes.
Yeah, like I was gonna say about 8 guys. Yeah.
Now they have a lot more. But they bring them in and they're gone and whatever. But so you don't need a lot of guys to kind of keep shit fresh. Why are they doing? There's tons of guys in the back. If you want to have 10 matches on the card, just put those guys in the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you creatively write why that match is happening. You don't need to have them all in matches before that. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's just the writing's lazy. It was a very lazy Raw.
The writing's always lazy.
It's...
And people are lukewarm on Ryback, hate Roman Reigns. Orton, he came back to something, but I think again already he's settling back into...
Yeah, settling back into meh.
So it was terrible, and that was Raw. And like I said, it was a terrible fucking... For anything that was good about last week, this week was shit.
Right.
Pretty terrible.
The only thing that saved Raw last week was the Cena sucked stance. So.
Yeah, I mean... Neville and Rollins was awesome.
Neville and Rollins was awesome. Yeah, that was, like I said, highlight of the night. And the rest... Oh, the promo by the Primetime Players.
Right? The detention.
The detention. Everybody know the detention can't read. Oh, that was good to see. We're going to have another tag team, which is good because that tag team division needs to freshen up a little bit.
You know what else would have been good to see? Them in a match?
Yes. Yeah, that would have been nice, yeah. So, why not have Orton only work once? Actually, have all 3 of them guys work once. Yeah. So, yeah, they were there. They cut the promo, so why the hell not?
That promo was pretty good, man.
Yeah, it was a good promo. Who else did they make fun of? Oh, they made fun of the New Day. Kofi, don't talk about my chest, Kingston.
So talking about my chest?
Yeah, that's what Titus O'Neil said.
Some backstage thing or something?
Yeah, I don't know. It must be. But then, couldn't help it because they had a match later on or something. But you kind of look at his chest and it's like he skips chest day every day. He doesn't have, his chest isn't as defined as most of them other guys now that he said something about it. So next time you watch New Day Wrestle, you're gonna look for that and you're gonna laugh because it's true.
If I watch New Day Wrestle
If you ever watch New Day Wrestle again. Or Kofi Kingston, for that matter. So...
Hopefully it's Kofi Kingston.
And who'd they called Buckwheat? They called Buckwheat. They called one of the dudes Buckwheat.
That's Darren Young, right?
Yeah, Derek Young.
Oh, Darren, I think.
Or Darren Young?
Yeah. I believe he's gay, man. They've done nothing. I mean, I'm not saying, like, make him... throw glitter around and shit.
Oh, no, don't make him with Johnny B. Bad.
Oh, dude. And he looks like Little Richard. We'll talk about Johnny B. Bad later, too. And our fucking worst gimmicks. Oh, my God. So that was that. NXT was like a recap show. The matches that led up to Hideo Itami winning and thus going to WrestleMania. It's kind of weird. You already knew what happened. Like, every single person who watched already knew what happened, so I thought that was weird.
Yeah, well, at least you get to see the matches. So.
And they're showing, these matches that were filmed at Fan Access. So it's kind of just in a building. It's really, the crowd is sparse. It was really shit. Considering they did an amazing show at San Jose in a college out there with like 5,000 people.
Oh, no shit?
And yeah, well, the show ran late, and it was awesome. I guess like everybody who was there was like, it was fucking great. But they didn't film that, so that seems stupid. But it had all of the matches of that tournament, with Hideo Itami in the end beating Balor. Good matches, NXT always pretty solid.
I got to get off my lazy ass and fucking watch some Balor matches, man.
Yeah, for sure. So it was just a recap show, not much to really talk about there. They did a little bit of kind of following Hideo Itami to WrestleMania. That was really cool. You saw his kids, and he moved, kind of tells the story of him moving from Japan, and
a feel-good story. Tugs at the heartstrings a little bit.
It was pretty good, man. Yeah, I thought it was really good. It was a better way of getting this guy over than the main roster does with anything.
Bringing him in as a sushi chef or something, gimmick. That'd be fucking stupid and awful. I hope nobody in the writing staff at WWE.
That's genius.
You got gold there, son. You're hired.
You're gonna get a job writing for WWE.
Oh no! What did I do to myself?
Comes to the fucking ring like pedaling a rickshaw.
That'd be kind of cool if I could get on air. I'd have fun with that. That'd be all right.
Those people, those writers, a lot of former writers online with podcasts and shit, and they say just like the most god awful job you've ever had in your entire life will make you want to just fucking drink and play one-player Russian roulette, man.
I don't like that game.
Well, but yeah, I guess it's that's why they say worst workplace ever.
Worst, yeah. WWE doesn't stand for what you think it does.
No, so that was NXT. Then we had Lucha Underground. Also, I always watch NXT before Lucha. I think NXT is a nice salad before I get my main meal of Lucha.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of like on Thursdays or something when I would watch SmackDown, I'd watch Lucha first because I'm the most excited, and then I would watch NXT after it. Not a good idea.
No.
NXT is good, but there's an order to it. Lucha should be your dessert.
Yeah, Lucha's a nice thing to end off the wrestling week with.
Because if you watch Lucha and then pretty much any other mainstream American wrestling, you're just going to be let down, man.
Absolutely.
It's not as good as Lucha, dude. There's no way.
Skip SmackDown altogether. That's what I should start doing because I'm wasting time with that show.
Yeah, definitely. So, they have the first match was the Trios Championship Tournament continuing. Son of Havoc, Ivelisse, and Angelico versus Drago, Aerostar, and Phoenix. For just that team of Drago, Aerostar, and Phoenix. Like, holy shit.
Well, even the other team didn't want to be together, man. Son of Havoc and, what's her name?
Ivelisse?
Ivelisse, yeah. They were a couple, supposedly, and they recently broke up, or he dumped her. But I like Son of Havoc. I like him. He's cool.
He's awesome. But yeah, I was just saying, like, the amount of talent in that, being Drago, Aerostar, and Phoenix on one team, like, three amazing fucking wrestlers.
And Aerostar and Drago, I do believe, are in a tournament, right? In a best of 5.
Yeah, they kind of played
each
that
other
in the match where they're starting to, the beginning of that, after the first couple matches, they'd shake hands. Now, when they were on a team, there was friction. And it'll be a good build to that final match.
That final match. They're going to do a special soon, from what you say, huh? Or what you've heard?
I've heard
from what you've heard? Okay. That
would
be cool.
Hopefully they do a 2-hour show, because
it's
like, at the end of it, I want more.
Yeah, an hour of Lucha is not enough. Absolutely. I agree with you. At least give us 90 minutes. That'd be sweet.
Like, it ends and I'm like, shit. Like, I want more of this,
a little bit, yeah. More, please,
that opening match was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was.
So many crazy spots. I mean, like, dude, that's why I like that style, man. Just, and some people, like, I don't know, there's a lot of people who don't like that shit. They call it a spot fest. I like spot fest, dude.
It's entertaining, and it makes you go, whoa, holy shit, man. Some of the shit they pull off, man.
You feel that too? I feel like I literally multiple times while watching an episode of Lucha Underground, like out loud, just like, holy fuck,
Right. At least once a night. At least once an episode. Absolutely.
There's
just
always stuff that's shit. Just like
they did.
I've been watching wrestling for my whole life.
Yeah.
And here you've got something that excites me that much. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
But yeah, Ivelisse leaves the match, and Helico's knocked out. Havoc wins it with a badass shooting star press.
Yeah, that guy's. You wouldn't think by looking at him, but that guy can pull off some fucking moves, man.
He also did that awesome spot I was talking about last week.
He's got like a Chris Benoit build to him.
Yeah, he does that where he goes the fake dive to the outside and like bounces off his shoulders off the rope.
Yeah, yep.
Fucking awesome. His shooting star press too. It wasn't a super tight one like you'd see, like Billy Kidman did back in the day. A lot of people do like a really quick, tight, snapped one. He did a very laid out fucking shooting star press. It looked awesome.
Yeah, and he hit it good too.
Yeah, that was one of the more entertaining matches I've seen in a long time.
Right.
So, that's awesome. Ivelisse actually used to be related with the WWE. I think she was in NXT or something.
Oh, no shit. Did not know that. She got in the ring for a little while too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, she can wrestle, man.
Okay.
But I don't know what they... I know there might be some known backstage shit about it, I guess. I'm not familiar. Where there was some issue with her maybe or something, but she's awesome. They dropped the ball on that shit. And also that other cat from last week, that Big Mac, was supposedly signed with NXT, and then something no one knows what happened. He never ended up showing up on NXT, so now he's over here. I don't know what happened with that, but...
We probably pissed somebody off.
Yeah, probably. After that, they had the Sexy Star versus Superfly, who last week she saved him, and then now they had to fight. And,
yeah, she saved him from, what's his name? Coming out busting everybody's arm.
Yeah, Pentagon. Yeah, Dario Cueto makes it a mask versus mask match, which I thought was pretty interesting. I mean, usually you don't do that. The last really thing you see was like when cunt Eric Bischoff was making dudes take their masks off.
Yeah, Mysterio and... Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
Bad idea.
Juventud.
Yep.
Psychosis, I think, at one point even.
Psychosis, yes. Yeah, I remember all three of them.
He got a hard-on for making luchadors take their masks off, which is bad. So I actually figured that they were going to have Superfly win. Because Sexy Star, as far as I looked, I was like online, she's a hot-looking chick.
Yeah?
So it's kind of a hindrance to me, I think. If you have a hot-looking woman, who's got a good-looking face, to have a mask over it seems like, I don't know.
Why not add a little more mystery to it?
But yeah, so they put her over. She removed the mask. Superfly, I don't know. Maybe he just never was. I guess I'm not sure. The name sounds familiar, but maybe if you were never a luchador, then you made up a new one for this, and then you take the mask off. There's no real issue there, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know his background either, if there's any tradition or family lineage or anything like that with it associated with him. So.
Yeah, and then at the end of the match, Pentagon Jr. comes out, gives the package pile driver to Superfly. You seen that move?
Yes, which was awesome. Yeah.
How the fuck does that move not hurt everybody who does it?
Oh man, yeah. How did it not break his neck? How did it not, how did it not separate the shoulder? How did it not?
That move looks fucking sick every time.
Oh, it looks evil. It's dangerous.
Yeah. And then he breaks his arm.
Yeah. Then he breaks his arm. Yeah.
So lost his arm anyway, and then he'll be gone. So that's kind of it's nice actually. It's a really good idea when you think about it, because they've got a lot of these guys come in and do a couple tapings and then they're gone. What a perfect way to send people back out the door.
Right.
Like, okay, well now you're gone because of this, and so that's pretty clever. Third match. Usually only have the 3 matches. World title Puma versus King Cuerno, with their tag partners for next week. It's going to be next week will be Puma with Johnny Mundo and what's the new cat?
Oh shit! Yeah, they just brought him in.
Yeah.
Should have actually just had that up. We should be prepared for this shit.
Hernandez. That's what they're calling him.
That they're just Hernandez?
I believe so. I guess he was in TNA and shit like that, but
okay.
Somebody who watched TNA told me that. I don't know. So yeah, Puma with Hernandez and Mundo Then Cuerno comes out with Cage and Tejano. And awesome match. Puma's fucking awesome.
Yes, he is.
I thought the match was really good. So Puma wins with the 630 splash to retain the belt. I mean, eventually they'll have to move the belt off of him, but for now I would keep it there. I think he's the best. As I said last week, the best of that style wrestler.
Yeah, best technical of that.
Maybe
of that style.
I mean, he's doing shit that's just unbelievable, man.
Right?
That is like a whole other level.
How did he not get picked up elsewhere, man?
That's the thing. I was watching a match from. Puma is Ricochet on the indie scene. He doesn't wear a mask. He's just Ricochet.
Oh, okay.
I was watching a match of his from 2013, and he's in like a ballroom, dude. And there's maybe like 100 people in there.
Oh no shit.
And I was just like, I just can't believe that, man. How is that? I mean, WWE doesn't fucking know any better, I think that this is a great place for him, So hopefully Lucha sticks around, and they'll stick around with him as Puma because he's awesome. And I mean, anywhere else would just ruin him anyway.
Yeah, you got some quality wrestling out there with him.
Yeah, he is awesome. And yeah, another awesome Lucha Underground. Still the best thing going.
Which shit never disappoints.
No, it doesn't.
No, never. Every week you're satisfied.
Definitely. So that was the week in wrestling for the most part.
Well, we got a little news.
Well, yeah, right. News.
Got a little news involving a couple of names most of you have heard of.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, I guess that there's charges being filed against the big booty daddy for allegedly threatening to kill Hogan.
And his wife or something now. Did he remarry? I'm not aware of this.
No, and his daughter wife. Yeah, his wife that looks just like his daughter.
Oh, how creepy is that?
It's pretty creepy. They look like sisters or something.
So yeah, supposedly there was alleged comments said to said wife-daughter. But yeah, I didn't read too much into this story without, I found myself, I couldn't get through the whole thing without busting out laughing, so.
Yeah, Steiner replied to the allegations as typical Hogan, what a punk. Which is true, man.
What a punk, daddy!
Like, really? Like, you're gonna go and like, oh, we're gonna file charges and this, and like, come on, dude. I don't know what beef he has with Hogan. Man, anybody having beef with Hogan is completely understandable. For me.
Yeah, it sure is a surprise, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, well, we're never gonna talk religion on this show, but I will just in a brief minute of Hogan now, he's born again and he's all this, born again Christian. And I'm sick of people using that as a way to like get away with everything. You know what I'm saying? You live a life of dog shit, treating people like shit, doing all kinds of fucked stuff. But then you're like, no, I'm with JC now, man. We're cool. Me and JC are cool now. We're supposed to like forget everything you've done and forgive you. The fuck out of here with that shit.
He would have been better off going to Scientology.
That's where you ever notice that's where people find it. People are like, look, I found Christ in prison. Yeah, you did, because he had nothing else.
Yeah,
Hogan. Like when I was all gacked out on pills, drunk out of my head, sitting like with a gun to my head, looking in the mirror, I found Christ. Like, yeah, dude, maybe you had nothing else, dude. So, yeah, that was I don't know what'll happen. Probably nothing. Hopefully nothing.
Yeah.
Steiner's great, man. I guess he lost a booking because of it. Somebody's canceled. Whatever, dude. I mean, is Scott Steiner literally gonna kill Hulk Hogan? No, come on now. Probably could.
I was just gonna say he probably could with his bare hands, but I wouldn't say never. Let's just say never.
And
let's just not quite say never here yet, because listening to some of Scott Steiner's promos towards the end of his career, the man has completely lost his fucking mind.
Yeah, according to Jim Cornette, back in the '80s, Scott was the sane one.
No shit.
And Rick was the fucking crazy one.
The dog? What'd they call him? Shit.
Dog-faced gremlin.
Dog-faced gremlin. Yeah.
Cornette has a story about the Steiners where him and I don't know, probably the Rock and Roll Express or whatever, are in a convenience store. And the Steiners come in, and Rick pulls out, quote, the biggest fucking gun that Cornette's ever seen in his life.
Oh no.
In the store, and they're like, "Oh fuck, they're gonna think we're gonna rob the place." So they get their shit, get the fuck out of there, and they hit the interstate. Well, I guess, or no, they were on a surface road next to the interstate, and all of a sudden the car comes up behind them. Afterwards, flashing the lights, honking the horn, comes up next to him, hits the ditch, and is driving along the ditch up to go to the interstate. And it's the Steiners, and Rick is hanging out the window, shooting this gun into the fucking air.
Oh my god.
Unfucking believable, man. Like, holy shit.
Cocaine's one hell of a drug, man.
So they're both pretty crazy, those fuckers.
So so just put it on record. I believe that there's a possible 10% chance that Scott Steiner will kill Hulk Hogan, perhaps in cold blood.
You gotta break it down in Steiner math. This is 66 in a third chance that I'll kill Hulk Hogan.
But there's a 33.5 chance that that's gonna happen on a Tuesday, and there's a 16% chance that I'm gonna only have 3 bullets because that's my gun range day. So you take that divided by my 7% that during the weekday, and yeah. I don't know where to go with that, but yeah, I'm gonna say using the Steiner math, I'm gonna have a 10% chance of
10% chance.
10%
I'm gonna
chance.
kill Hulk Hogan.
I'm gonna murder him in cold blood. So, yeah, according to my
Yeah. Scott Steiner, man, I don't know how to feel about the guy. All of a sudden, then he went from being just normal Scott Steiner to all of a sudden
the freak of nature.
All of a sudden, then he was just like this complete Billy Graham ripoff.
Genetic freak.
He's got the same beard as superstar Billy Graham. I don't know.
NWO will do that to you when you get creative control over yourself and make bad decisions.
Right.
So that's what happens when you let the the nuts run the nut house.
Yeah, dude.
So.
Yeah, Steiner pretty much ran himself out of the business. Because he couldn't give the guy a microphone.
It certainly wasn't his flowering personality.
Well, and at one point, it was like, okay, you can't give him a microphone. But then it was at the point where you can't even have microphones around the ring during the match.
Yeah, everything. It's got to be muted. You have to mute everything. You're on a constant 15-second delay.
Because he's in there, like, fucking cursing and shit.
Oh,
God, he's a loose cannon.
Yeah, he's a complete loose cannon. So how can you say? That's what I'm giving him. 10% chance is moderate. I'm being very conservative with that.
So. I think it's nonsense. He got banned from the Hall of Fame this year. That's where that story kind of broke, because someone took a picture backstage by like a security area. There's like a picture of him on the wall. Like, you don't know who the Big Booty Daddy is. It's like you need a picture of Scott Steiner. Like some gigantic fucking, roided out blonde guy might come in here with fucking weird metal chainmail on his fucking head.
Yeah, anybody working for Vince should know, what the fuck Scott Steiner looks like.
Yeah. So we're with you, Scott.
Yeah, we got you, brother.
I like Scott Steiner, man.
Holla if you hear him.
I hear you. Other news to discuss, just a quick. Paragon Pro Wrestling in Las Vegas. I'm not so familiar with this, but they've going to be debuting on Pop TV, which
not a channel I've heard of.
A basic cable and satellite network owned by CBS and Lionsgate. Evidently available in 85 million TV households. So Paragon Pro Wrestling will be on this, and that's pretty fucking indie. Roster members include Jesse Sorensen, Alexander Hammerstone, Joey Ryan, Alex Chamberlain, Gangrel.
Gangrel, huh?
I think he might have something to do with the running of it.
I'm sure, because there's no way, if you've seen him lately, there's no way he's going to be in the ring.
Right. So that's pretty cool. Fucking wrestling, man, is, you look back, even at the peak of wrestling, the Monday Night Wars or something, probably the most popular business has ever been. Well, certainly the most popular.
Recently, yeah.
There was just the two, right? There was no third option. ECW.
ECW, but that didn't last long.
They had that
Heyman
short-
just wasn't good with money. He's good with everything else, but not with money.
They had the short TNN show, and the show was terrible.
Yeah,
As awesome as ECW was.
yeah. They should have just stayed to the house shows and shit.
But now you've got on TV, you've got Access has New Japan stuff, where they take older New Japan matches, and they have Mauro Ranallo and Josh Barnett do commentary on them.
Yep.
So they've got that. You got Ring of Honor on Sinclair Network. I don't know what the channel for that is called. I don't think we get it.
No, I don't think it's anywhere around here either.
So you've got those two. You've got Impact. You've got Lucha. You got WWE. So you have all these wrestling options, man. And then another one now. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad to see wrestling. You know, we have more wrestling to consume now probably than we ever have, right? I mean,
Different. Yeah, definitely. It's more. I think it's more available to us with the technology that we didn't have 15 years ago so readily. You know, there was no YouTube. There wasn't anything like that at the time.
I'm just saying, as far as like wrestling on TV, there's fucking tons of it now.
Right.
That's awesome. So, pretty stoked about that, man.
I think what that goes to show people want something fresh.
Right.
And
Yeah, definitely.
some people are willing to invest in it and see what they can do with it. So
I think it's
mean,
pretty cheap
Lucha's hitting some stars. I mean, they brought over Alberto Del Patron or Patron.
El Patron.
But yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. I guess we'll keep an eye out for that. Some of the more local dudes too. Some of the dudes I think are going to be on there. Some of the guys who wrestle on like FLW around here.
Not fully loaded.
Right. So that's
I
gonna be cool.
got in contact with a couple of those guys. Just love to go see one of their shows. They got one coming up here in June. Be fun to go up there. You should think about that.
Yeah, and we'll be talking more about it. So their shows get closer. We'll probably we'll have some information on those shows if you're in this part of the world, which most of you aren't. But you know,
I don't know if anybody knows what part, but yeah, we're way up here in the Midwest, way Midwest.
Yeah, so there's that. The only other piece of news that I had was Roman Reigns' family, like Alpha and Sika and those cats.
Yeah, yep.
are pissed off about. Well, they're pissed off that I don't know, some dude didn't get invited to the Hall of Fame. Fucking, I don't know, Fatu or Samu or fucking knows. But they're also really mad about the Mania booking, I guess. And like literally, like actually mad about it.
With you talking the main event here?
Yeah, with Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Like, what a bunch of fucking marks you've become.
Yeah,
like,
come on, you guys.
How long were you in the business?
It's a fucking television show.
And you've become marks for yourself now.
Yeah, man.
Or you're mad that they didn't put your fucking dude over and make him the champion, and they didn't like how they booked him. Dude, you guys fucking should know wrestling. He's a piece of shit.
Right. They should know.
Damn. I just thought that was I read that and I was so irritated with that whole family. And that's a family that I respect too, man. They've had so many awesome people over the years related to that family.
It could be an egotistical thing, you know. It has
but it
to
just put me off immediately. Like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that they're like, you're that big of fucking marks. You guys worked in the business. It doesn't matter, you know. That's why
decorated and treated good. A lot of those guys.
That's why guys like Lesnar might be the greatest asset because that dude doesn't give a shit. You could have him go out there and lose to a midget, and he wouldn't give a fuck. He literally doesn't care. He doesn't.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestlers, they do, I don't want to. They're worried about, they want to go over and this and that. Well, he doesn't care. You give him a paycheck, and he'll do what he doesn't give a fuck.
Lesnar just wants to live comfortably when he doesn't have to work anymore. He's just there for the paycheck and
that's one thing that's like, at least I'll give that guy credit for that, is he doesn't give a shit about nonsense.
And, yeah, he's a draw, too.
He's like, well, yeah, no, but he's just like, pay me, I don't give a shit, He'll do anything. He would lose to fucking Hornswoggle on Raw if they were like, oh, this is what we want to do. He'd be like, whatever. See you in 3 fucking months.
Yeah, you're a billionaire. That check's gonna clear. I ain't got no problem with what you say.
Exactly, man. So, and that was all I had for news. You got any news? No?
No. Just what I read up. Yeah, it was a slow week, kind of.
Kind of a slow week. People are still talking about AG Lee retiring.
Yeah. We're not gonna spend 5 minutes on her tonight.
No, we already spent 5 minutes on it.
Once was enough.
Yeah, so there's that. What are we? We talked about. We're trying to bring in something every week, so we'll talk. We'll do like a recap here, and then bring up just a random topic for conversation. Thought worst gimmicks would be a good one.
It's gonna be an excellent one.
A good first one. So we've asked on the Facebook page, always with anything. Get all the comments on our Facebook page or our posts. Let us know your thoughts. We'll be asking, your input all the time. So definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Worst gimmicks in wrestling history.
Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Time for the main event.
Oh, I actually had a really fun time just kind of reminiscing and watching shit.
I had a fantastic time preparing for this. So.
Oh my god. So go ahead, man. What do you got? Are you gonna start it off?
Well, I'll start it off. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna start with a mid '90s, late '90s WCW guy, and quite possibly just one of the worst ideas ever. Didn't stick around very long. The Kiss Demon.
Oh god. Dude, that guy might still be working, dude. Did you check?
I didn't. I couldn't find too much on him. I didn't. This was one I unfortunately got a real name for. I unfortunately did not get a real name for. I'm sorry. So I wasn't able to do a little bit.
If that dude is listening to this right now, he's like, they're not gonna bring up my name. The Kiss Demon.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
Here, I got Google here. Sorry, whoever you are.
All right, I'll let you go ahead and look that up. Man, yeah, they did some shit with Kiss. WCW at one point paid Kiss.
Oh, dude, it was Bryan Adams.
No.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was. Yep, the Kiss Demon, but it was not Dale. Oh, it's not Daryl Torbog. Torbog. Instead, it was Bryan Adams.
Really?
Yep.
Oh man. Well, then he's not still working today.
Okay, so.
Oh man. Yeah, but at that time they had paid Kiss at one time some absurd amount of money.
They did a pay-per-view or something. If
to play at some pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And music never goes over on those kind of things because.
No, because it's.
You can't. Music is so selective.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure that as a musician, I hate the shit out of Kiss, except for Love Gun. I think Love Gun is a badass song. We need to pull the trigger of my Love Gun.
I only have one Kiss album, and it was their disco album, and it's strictly for novelty. So yeah, it doesn't get played a lot.
So that has I Was Made for Loving You.
Yeah. I was made for loving you, baby.
Jeez, the Kisco, dude. That's what they
Kisco.
God, yeah. So that was a terrible gimmick. I'm surprised WCW didn't have
It stuck around for a month. It was on a couple of weeks, maybe 1 or 2 matches, perhaps. Maybe it's on here.
I'm surprised they didn't have sponsored gimmicks. Like a guy who's a fucking Taco Bell mascot or something as a wrestler. That was terrible.
A taco? What's that? I'm sorry, I was reading there.
Oh, like a Taco Bell, mascot as a wrestler. Just sponsors. You probably could have at that time. You could have got a hold of WCW and be like, "Hey, we're willing to pay you this much money, and this is going to be the character."
Hey, Burger King. Burger King. How about we have a wrestling hamburger, and then his tag team partner can be French fries.
You could just be the Burger King, dude.
Because those were big commercials back then at the time. If I remember
dude.
Correctly.
All his finishing move could be the Whopper, man. We could have booked an early '90s fucking WCW.
Oh, that'd be awesome. And it'd be I bet our draw would be better than anything that they've ever had.
Oh, the Whopper! He hit the Whopper!
He hit the Whopper! Actually, he broke him in half. Good God!
Whopper. So the Kiss Demon is, that's dog shit, man.
Yeah, terrible.
Dog shit. Another one. We were talking about the many terrible gimmicks of Glenn Jacobs, better known as Kane.
Better known as Kane, yeah.
God, he had a bunch of them, didn't he?
Yeah, he made it on my list at least a handful of times.
What do you got? The one that comes to mind the most, well, it's hard to say. Isaac Yankem, DDS, comes to mind.
Oh, man, and his intro music was just the dentist drilling. Oh, man. What a terrible gimmick. He was Jerry the King. He was Jerry the King Lawler's personal dentist or something.
Dude.
That was his gimmick.
Why was he just, introduced by him? And oh god.
And they had they put fake shitty teeth on him and shit. So yeah, I don't know if they were fake or if those were his real teeth. But yeah, he had shitty teeth, and he would emphasis, they'd get close-ups on him and shit. So,
dude.
Yeah, terrible gimmick.
Evil dentist, man.
Evil dentist. You remember back in the day, watching shitty horror movies over at a mutual friend's place, and that was one we kind of got a kick on, and we watched. There's actually 2 in the series: The Dentist and The Dentist 2 with Corbin Bernstein. Do you remember watching that shit, man?
Vaguely.
Yeah, those were the worst. A lot of movies don't give me the heebie-jeebies, but good God, that one made me cringe all the way up and down my spine, man.
Isaac Yankem made me cringe, but in a completely
different way. Nothing to do with dentistry.
That one comes to mind also, dude, the Christmas creature.
This one I did not know of until recently, thanks to somebody in the group, and thank you for this because it was quite entertaining.
Thank you for bringing that one up, Sharon.
That was a great 2.5 minutes of my life there.
What the? He looks like a fucking Christmas tree. He's got garland on him. He's
wrapped around. He looks like a Christmas mummy. Yeah, a Christmas mummy, basically.
Can we take a brief sidetrack for the mummy?
The mummy or the Yeti? It was the Yeti.
he was a mummy, but they called him the Yeti.
They called him the Yeti. Yep, that's another one that made my list. I couldn't find a real name on that.
Oh, was that not George? The guy who did El Gigante, and the guy who was that motherfucker? Oh, the Giant Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
Was that not him? I think it was, dude.
I don't remember him being that tall, but I guess it could have been. I didn't fresh up on the video of that one because I've seen that before. Yeah.
The worst double bear hug spot in the history of fucking wrestling.
Of WCW. Of
Who was in that? Involved with that? Hogan, probably?
I do believe it was a Halloween Havoc. I remember that.
And
their Halloween Havoc gimmicks were so terrible back then, man.
I'm going to go ahead and put Halloween Havoc in here as one of the worst gimmicks of all time.
But yeah, I guess we weren't really restricted to just wrestler gimmicks. I guess pay-per-view gimmicks is
but they do this double bear hug spot where it's just the fucking worst, fakest, most terrible looking shit. Anyway, what else do you have for Glenn Jacobs? I'm curious.
Glenn Jacobs, let's see here. Fake Diesel. He was Fake Diesel. You remember when Razor Ramon and or not Razor, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash jumped ship. They brought back the gimmicks for it was a short amount of time, and it was strictly to throw fun at the guys, for leaving. It was Vince McMahon's ego going, I'm gonna bury these guys.
Kinda. I seriously think Vince thought that he could do that.
Yeah,
that he would do it and it would work, and it'd be no fucking issue.
Kill their career.
They were dead fucking serious when they did that.
Yep.
And then, by association, fake Razor Ramon then is included, right?
Yes, fake Razor Ramon is included.
God.
Yeah, he's on my list here too. I think that's all I got for Glenn Jacobs, the Christmas fucking monster. Just a quick side note on Glenn Jacobs with his Kane character now. When I signed up for the network earlier today, I ended up having the day off. I watched SummerSlam from 1990, where DiBiase brings The Undertaker in as a mystery partner.
Yeah.
He actually went by, for the first couple of weeks after he came in, he actually went by Kane The Undertaker. Interesting side note there.
Did he really?
Yeah, he really did. Yeah, look it up. Yeah, go back to that one. Watch that. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, that's all I had for that one. Your turn with that? Or did we just kind of go off?
Well, no, man. I got
just kind of went in a chain with Glenn Jacobs there. So.
I was researching, looking for some. And I found one that I didn't even remember. Those are my favorite ones. Ones that you don't even remember.
Yes.
Meat. His name is Meat. And
He
it
was
was.
okay. Okay.
What do you got?
When we used to play the games way back in the day, dude, he was on. Was it WrestleMania 2000 on the N64? Remember when we used to waste all of our fucking time playing those games?
Dude, I actually this week I was thinking about buying. I was like, I did it a couple years ago, and I got rid of it. But now I was thinking again. I was like, I should get an N64
Dude,
and all of those games.
you know who still has that N64 and that cartridge where we
And it still has all that information.
where we renamed everybody.
Well, yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that thing could be dangerous.
I remember the funny thing about it was I was the first time I did that I was like 17 years old maybe, and I was living with my mother. And it was my youngest brother's game, my younger brother's game.
Okay.
And I was bored as shit, up late one night, and I did that to all the characters on the game. And then later, once I moved in with our mutual buddies, I did that on his game as well. So that's where that started, where I would just take every character and like change their fucking costumes and then give them some absurd name like, Ghost-faced Rapist,
Procreator of the Wicked, Captain Poop Deck.
Captain Poop Deck,
Captain Poop. Liquid Nash, Solid Nash.
There's a whole group of Nashes.
We had a whole group of Nashes, yeah.
And that was the best too, as I remember we'd have a lot of people around over at the house and shit. And we'd just always be playing the Royal Rumbles on that shit.
Rage quitting, fucking. We would do tag teams and shit. We had title matches, because I do believe that WrestleMania one you could create your own belts.
Yeah.
And I do believe our main championship was called the Pig Fucker Championship.
Yeah, the Pig Fucker World Champion.
The World Pig Fucker Championship.
No, but we used to do the Royal Rumbles, so there'd be a bunch of people just kind of hanging out. And as the match would go on, every time a guy ran down, it would you remember on Revenge, it would super close up on their face as they ran down to the ring,
yeah.
And it would splash their name on the screen. So people are kind of paying attention to what we're doing, and then every once in a while they'd see,
we'd get a pop, dude. We'd get a pop.
Guy who stole your VCR,
that guy,
shit like that, and they'd be like, "What the fuck are you guys playing? Like, what is this game?"
Oh man, yeah.
Some of those gimmicks aren't even as bad as these, man.
Yeah, none of those made the list because they were all better than all of these.
Yeah. But yeah, Sean Stasiak, before he was in WCW, was in WWF, and his name was Meat, and he was like a sex slave to ballet Terry Runnels and Jacqueline.
Okay.
As part of their team up, Pretty Mean Sisters. None of this means anything to me, dude. I had to look this up. Unbelievable, though.
I do believe that was during the time when we were kind of defected against WWF at the time.
I kind of paid attention. I paid attention during the Attitude Era, I feel like.
Well, I think this was at the beginning of the Attitude Era. Well, it had to be about 99, 2000. Right?
Well, no, by then he was in WCW.
Yeah. Oh, okay, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
because maybe they just reused that gimmick just to have another wrestler on the roster for that particular game.
Oh, I guess you're right, though. I mean, if it was on... Maybe it was, yeah. That's totally... Because, those rosters are fucking far behind.
Well, it was WrestleMania 2000, so you know how they, year those games like Madden and shit?
Yeah.
It could have been released in 98, so who the hell knows?
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Meat. What else you got?
What else do I got? I got one we can go on a chain. Another gentleman that was had a few very bad gimmicks. Mr. Mike Shaw. Probably most popular known as...
The name doesn't ring anything to me.
Bastion Booger.
Oh.
I found a couple other gimmicks that this gentleman did that were just as awful as that.
Well, we
one.
talked about him last week, right? He was a wrestler in Stampede.
Yes, yes.
As kind of a legit guy.
But some of these other ones, like one for instance.
What else did he do?
Norman the Lunatic. Do you remember Norman the Lunatic in WCW?
Oh man.
Same build. He had like longer hair. It was poofed out, kind of like half afro, balding in the front, kind of like I would say earthquake hair, but poofy. Like his hairline. Anyway, he'd come out as his manager was like WCW's version of Slick Rick at the time. The name escapes me, but anyway, he'd come out with a teddy bear. Like he would be drawn to the teddy bear, much like the early Undertaker with the urn.
Oh yeah, I see it here.
Okay, you know what you know where I'm going with this. Well, anyway,
is he in pajamas or like a men? Oh,
he's
like
in
a
mental, it's like a hospital gown almost, but with pants, like scrubs. Um, anyway, they bring him out and. His manager gets pissed at him because he won't listen or nothing. And it's like he acts as like a little kid in the ring. Obviously he's acting as a mental patient, where which is, well, I guess this wasn't Vince's fault. This was pre Ted Turner, before Ted Turner owned the company. But anyway, the match that I watched with this, and I don't remember him being on very long. And when I watched this match, I remember catching this for this particular match when I was young too, when my sister used to watch it all the time. But yeah, another guy came out, gave him a humongous teddy bear, and he does it. He actually did a belly splash off the top rope for his finishing move and landed it pretty well. I mean, he was a big. If anybody remembers Bastion Booger, he was a pretty big fat guy. Moved pretty well on that particular move that I saw. But his gimmick became he used the teddy bear as his finishing move. Like the teddy bear would add that much extra damage to his opponent for the pin. But yeah, that's what I got for Mr. Mike Shaw. Those couple of gimmicks. So
I had one that made me think of another. Spirit Squad in WWE.
Yes, I remember the evil cheerleaders, male cheerleaders.
Dolph Ziggler actually came out of that.
That's why I can't really say I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan. His name's a joke.
And then that made me also think of 3 Count from WCW.
Yes! Oh, the boy band. I had that on my list. I didn't think you were going to remember that one.
Oh, dude. Oh, God. They'd come out and sing their terrible, their hit song.
Yeah.
What did wrestling ever think to that was like? You bring a guy out, they're like, oh, they're doing their hit song, or this guy was in, like The Miz, like, he's a movie star.
Right.
I watch movies, dude. Miz ain't in them. I watch MTV, dude. 3 Count's not on there.
Yeah, it's not on their new hit song. Hit where?
Yeah, dude.
Korea?
Maybe. Oh, so those are terrible. I think those are kind of the same sort of...
Yeah, same sort of... Yeah, same... okay, I got one here. How about the Dicks? Do you remember the Dicks? This was late Attitude Era WWE. I think it was right when they probably changed the name to WWE. So, they wanted to establish themselves as entertainment instead of wrestling. But these guys were like a fake Chippendale group. And their gimmick, they were like heels. They cheated. Their gimmick was they would throw baby oil in the eyes of their opponents. How fucking stupid is that?
That's
just
terrible.
It's a dumb fucking gimmick.
One of them, his name was James Dick, so I imagine the other one was something else. Dick.
I think it was Cody Dick.
Cody Dick.
Something like that. I remember seeing the names flash down, but as much as an impression that these guys made on me, I didn't bother to read their names. So
one guy, Tank Toland. I don't know.
Tank Toland. I don't remember a Tank Toland.
I guess that's his real name. That's what Wikipedia says.
Oh, the other guy.
Birth name John Michael Toland.
John Michael Toland. Okay.
He's only 34 right now.
Oh no shit! What, really? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that would be. Well, maybe 2000. Because they were young guys, obviously. Chippendale rip-offs.
Spraying baby oil.
In the eyes of their opponents, yep.
The Dicks.
Yeah, YouTube that. That's,
The Dicks were released from their contracts in 2006?
Oh, wow. That late, huh?
That was still going on. Then he moved to Ring of Honor. Yeah. Wow, dude. The Dicks. I actually didn't remember that until I still don't remember. I'm looking at pictures of it and I have no idea.
Watch a video.
Yeah, just 2 nondescript dudes who look like Chippendales dancers. Covered in oil.
Yeah, they like oil themselves up out on their way to the ring. I'm just like, oh god, somebody's gonna drop you on your neck or something. That's what I was thinking. This is a dumb gimmick. Somebody's gonna drop you.
I mean, that's basically what Shawn Michaels was, wasn't it? Right?
Yeah, basically.
There's a dude who, just a random to this, I was thinking about this week. I never liked fucking Shawn Michaels, man. He's good in the ring, but I always thought his gimmick was stupid. I never, and that song, they used that song his, whole career.
His entire career. Actually, the first couple months, remember, he was Sensational Sherry.
That was a better version of the song.
Yeah, she actually sung the song.
That's a better version.
She did the lyrics in that song. Yep.
They should have kept that one.
Yeah, they should have. But then what did
she can't sing.
No.
But yeah, that's what got him over. He admits that. A big part of like his success was having her at ringside. Man, Sherry was badass. She could make a person.
Yep. Yeah, that she was. She was with Macho for a while, and then Beefcake. Rick Rude. Wasn't she with Rude for a little while?
I don't know. Could be.
So. Yeah. Anyway.
So the dicks. We talked a little bit last week. I just want to quickly, Black Scorpion, dude.
Yeah, Black Scorpion.
And any other type of
gimmick
of bad version of the guy. So like the Dark Patriot. For all you old school GWF fans. You remember GWF used to be on after school on ESPN?
It's
actually Texas-based wrestling, but yeah, it was. That's where like Harlem Heat got their start.
Harlem Heat, Boogie T.
They weren't Harlem Heat then. That was back when Booker was GI Bro.
Yeah, well, that was another gimmick I saw. They brought them back. He went by that name again later in WWE.
I actually think I just heard that there's gonna be some kind of GI Bro comic book.
Oh no shit.
So there's that.
The Misfits in Action was the name of the stable. That's late WWF one that I saw, but I didn't really write it down because I didn't think it was that outlandish.
What was in Misfits in Action?
There is like five members, and I can't remember. The Great Khali was supposed to be one. Booker T was one, and he actually went by GI Bro. I remember reading that. There was a woman. Was it Guerrero? Perhaps. Chavo too, I think, had something to do with it, if I'm not mistaken. So, and maybe Eddie's wife. So.
Oh yeah.
Maybe around that time. So I don't know.
Well, since you mentioned Chavo, that made me think. Remember when Chavo? I don't know what his name was, but he basically played like he was a white guy.
Kerwin White.
Kerwin White.
That's on my list. Yep, that's on my list. Yeah.
I don't know if that was terrible or if I find it enjoyable because I've watched a little bit of it, and it's almost funny, man.
It was extremely. It wasn't right.
You drive a golf cart around.
It was.
Wear khakis and shit.
Yeah, and just pretty much denounce your Latina heritage. Yeah, that was an awful. How did he agree to that? How? Why did he agree to that? Chavo, what the fuck, man?
Hey, Chavo.
So, Kerwin White, yep.
Well, that's good and shitty.
But anyway.
We could go all night, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, we could.
How
far are we into this? Let's see here. Where's my timer? Let's do a few more. We gotta do a few more.
And then we got the first Hall of Fame induction later.
Yeah, we got the Hall of Fame induction.
Got a couple of questions, I believe, to get to as well.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
So, I have the trio of all the Mortal Kombat ripoffs in WCW.
Glacier, Mortius, I do believe.
And Wrath.
Yep.
Yeah, because those are pretty ridiculous, man.
Just trying to cash in on what was popular.
I don't know, I kind of did like Mortis, though.
And, Mortis was... He was the only one with a mask, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, Glacier kind of had a half mask, I think.
Yeah, he wouldn't wear that in the ring, though. I don't think while he was wrestling, so...
So he said that fucking costume costs like hundreds of thousands of dollars or something.
Yeah, copyrights.
That was Bischoff's baby, dude. Bischoff was like, "Oh my, I got this thing. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Check this out. I got this. This is money. This is fucking money in the bank."
A lot of people say he's actually a really good guy. Oh. That's actually funny that I heard sirens like 2 minutes ago.
I know you hear them. Yep, they're up here. Yep, I got my window open.
Nice, there you go.
Awesome. Real quick on Mr. Mike Shaw.
Oh,
I did find another one here on my list that I forgot to group with the other ones. Friar Ferguson. Early 90s, late 80s. He came out dressed as a monk.
Are they coming to your house?
No, they're not coming to my house. I hear it's going to get way louder because they're coming up a busy road.
That would be great, man.
Oh, they must have been going down. Oh, I'm not going to say the street name for security purposes.
So, yeah, dude, it's crazy people on the internet.
You know where I live. It's busy up here. There's 3 main busy roads plus. Yeah.
Oh, so he was like a monk, a fat monk.
Yeah, he was a fat monk that came out.
Which doesn't make any sense. I remember this one.
Do you remember this one? Yeah, that was Mr. Mike Shaw. That was who played.
You know how many? Since you see all those fat monks,
Yeah, doesn't make sense whatsoever. Or friar. Well, I guess he was a friar or whatever. But kind of ran with that medieval gimmick, or maybe it was just silly. It was stupid. Just fucking stupid. I remember that being a gimmick when Raw was in the same place every night. Where was that at again?
Oh yeah, they were in Manhattan Center.
Yeah, with the balcony and shit. Right at the beginnings of Raw.
That's actually that old Raw was actually up on like the 8th floor.
Yeah. That's fucking nuts, huh?
And they had to like fucking send up like ring pieces like up through the elevator like piece by piece.
It makes
fucking
sense,
absurd,
man.
dude.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's a good idea though. That's how you film. That's still how you look at Lucha. Does the same shit.
Yeah.
You pick a spot, you fucking stay there.
Yep.
It's a good idea. You don't need to fucking move all the time. So yeah, that's shit. We mentioned a little bit earlier, dude. Johnny B. Bad is one of the worst things ever, dude.
Johnny B. Yeah, we've touched on this more than once. What a terrible gimmick. Who was he in?
Did we touch on
what was
him
his...
blowing off his confetti cannon on Brock Lesnar's wife's chest? Or...
I do believe that was in the. That was. I don't know if that was in the one that we recorded that didn't turn out. I think that was. But
Johnny B. Bad.
What was he in WWF?
It's Mark Marrow.
Mark Marrow. Okay, that's right.
I don't know if it was. Yeah.
Kind of played the same sort of gimmick, just toned down.
He was like a boxer.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I think he was like a gold
glove. Yep. Yep.
But yeah, like he after the fact, man, in 2001 after WCW, XWF, they filmed the 3 episodes to try to sell to networks. So there you can see Johnny B. Bad like circa 2001 or 2. Okay. And that is even more disturbing than it was in like 93. Because it's the early it's like post 9/11. Johnny B. Bad is still a thing. I don't know why. I feel like that's absurd, but it just is to me that after 9/11 there was still Johnny B. Bad.
That's great.
Oh man, what else you got?
What else do I got? I've got let's go with I got 2 good ones. 2 really good ones here. I'm gonna go with this one. Battle Cat.
Oh yeah. Battle Cat.
Basically had a fucking like a knitted hat on with cat ears with the holes cut out that covered his nose. Yeah. I didn't get a real name on this guy. So.
Oh, you better look that up while I relive Battle Cat. We need to know who that was. If I'm correct, Battle Cat was really good in the ring, dude.
He was
high flyer kind of shit.
Yeah, he was bouncing off the ropes.
Yeah, which you know me, I'm a fucking sucker for that.
Yeah. So let's see, Battle Cats. Brady Boone. Brady Boone was Battle Cat.
Did he do anything else?
American professional wrestler and referee. He did referee for a while. Let's see here. Wikipedia, what do you say?
Did he have a tail?
I do believe he perhaps came out to the ring with the tail. I don't know if he used the tail in the ring. Ring names. He was the Masked Fire Cat. Lynx, Fire Cat, Battle Cat, and then he went by his real name.
So Cats was a reoccurring thing?
Yeah, I think he's a cat person, literally. Yeah, he doesn't like water, apparently.
That's fucking, yeah, that was goofy as shit.
That was a dumb, that was WWF, no, that was WCW, actually. No, it was WWF. The Battle Cat one. The Fire Cat, the other ones were possibly other promotions.
That's when, like, some guy would leave WWF, and WCW would sign him and then give him, like, a similar name.
Right?
Just like, go out there.
He died he was born in Robbinsdale, Minnesota.
Yeah, people can read between the lines on that shit.
Right?
Quick, just like we mentioned, I think we talked quite a bit last week about the many failures of Kevin Nash. But Oz, of course.
Quite possibly, yeah.
It might be the worst, dude. What do you think is like? I mean, like these are all terrible, but Oz is like a whole other level of terrible.
Yeah, it's like the 9th ring at Dante's Inferno.
It's like when the shit he came out in, and then he takes it off, and he's got like the silver hair and shit. Unfucking believable.
Yeah, the ugly mask, ugly, shitty Kmart Halloween mask.
Which was brought to you. That was brought to you by Jim Hurd, who also brought you the Ding Dongs.
Oh, the Ding Dongs. Good God.
Yeah.
The Ding Dongs. Let me look these guys. I've only seen a picture of these Ding Dongs.
That's all you need, dude. They came out in
full spandex, pink or orange, bright colors. Yeah. Did they have bells on them? Perhaps.
Yeah. Well, there was something to do with a bell. Oh. I recall. I don't know, a bell. Yeah, maybe they had bells on them. Yeah, they probably did have bells on them, dude. But one was Ding and Dong, and the other one was Dong. The Ding Dongs.
Quite original.
Jim Hurd, he used to be like an executive for Pizza Hut before he got the job in WCW. He knew nothing. Jim Hurd did horrible things to WCW, as many people did over the years.
This may be perhaps one of his creations here, but how about, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's Santa Claus, perhaps? Spelled with an X instead of a Z, or an X instead of an S. Oh, Santa Claus. It was for a pay-per-view, I do believe. He was basically the anti-Santa who lived at the South Pole.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, and stole presents from children. This was actually the same guy who played Balls Mahoney in ECW.
What?
Yeah. I think...
That's oh my god! That's ridiculous.
So yeah, I think that was a WCW, one of their genius.
You just imagine people in a room talking about that. You know, like how did that come to be? He's from the South Pole and he's evil. Oh my god!
Real, burning the midnight oil on that writing session, right?
I hope that people who are listening to this, I hope everybody's looking these up.
Oh, please.
Because I am. The ones I'm looking them up as we go as well.
Do yourself a favor, yes, if you're listening, and look these up if you don't know.
Get a visual on those, dude.
So, I think you're up, man.
Oh, dude, Man Mountain Rock?
Man Mountain Rock. Oh, my God. Holy fuck. Flashback City here. Holy fuck.
He was known as Max Payne in WCW, which is not really that bad. But Man Mountain Rock.
Oh, that one slipped through the cracks on me, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
He came to the ring, he played guitar.
Yes. Much like the Honky Tonk Man.
Well, I think this guy actually played guitar, though, yeah? Or no? That's one thing I should have looked at, actually, before this. I just remembered. I didn't look into it, I just remember that. I don't know if he actually played guitar or...
I think he did, yes. I think he did.
I think he did, right?
I think he, would come out and then he'd play on the guitar for, maybe 30, 45 seconds.
He had a WWF guitar, you remember that?
Yeah.
Where is that thing now? I want to fucking...
Probably... Vince probably sticks it up his ass nightly.
We're going to hear from his people.
You think so?
I think you have to say allegedly.
Okay. Allegedly. You're ignorant. It's allegedly.
I think as long as we say allegedly before we say anything,
Vince, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. For the record, I think Vince allegedly sticks it up his ass every night.
Guitars up his ass. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Don't be ignorant. Guys are ignorant.
So yeah, Man Mountain Rock, dude.
Oh, Man Mountain Rock. Okay, how about, here's a good one. Here's a good one everybody our age should remember from our childhood. How about Zeus?
Oh, dude.
A fucking 2-month commercial for No Holds Barred.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, no, that other guy was in Zeus, or was he?
Yeah, the guy
Zeus.
He went on to later land later roles as, probably his most famous was, Devo from Friday.
Yeah, dude.
So, yeah.
Oh, actually, you said it at first, and I was thinking, in my mind popped the Warlord, but that's a whole other one.
Yeah,
we'll add him too.
Yeah.
That guy couldn't wrestle, dude.
No, and he had that like neck breaker move or whatever. All he'd do
Yeah.
is like throw a couple like strikes and maybe get a boot and maybe like a hip toss or something. But yeah, his gimmick was he was supposedly anybody who's seen the movie, watch the movie. That was his fucking wrestling
This
gimmick.
is like their first foray into movies, right?
Uh,
Because they bankrolled that fucker.
yeah, they did. And then they came with Suburban Commando, but I think it helped with what Rocky was Hogan in again? 2, 3.
Yeah, something like that. Sure,
Yeah.
one of those.
Yeah, but it wasn't Mr. Mr. T was 1. I don't remember.
You know, the story behind that movie, No Holds Barred, was that before they had started filming it, like McMahon and Hogan scrapped the whole thing and then rewrote it over a weekend in a hotel room.
Oh well, that's
doing coke all night, I'm sure.
if anybody's watched that movie, that would come as no surprise to them, I guess.
Right?
Rip, 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 rip.
Yeah, dude, rip them, dude.
Rip them. That's right. So, okay, I had Zeus. Where you at now, man? Who you got?
Oh my god.
Who you got?
Arachnaman?
Oh, I wanted to do that one next. Yes, Arachnaman.
Go into it. You got information on it. Go for it.
Arachnaman. Let me get his real name here real quick. He was what? Early.
Shitty. We talked about Dean Ambrose being the shitty Riddler.
Joker. This was
Yeah.
the shitty Spider-Man. Blue and yellow was his costume colors. Basically a complete rip-off of Spider-Man.
God damn it. Yeah, very just a shitty. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah,
There's nothing more to say other than a shitty Spider-Man.
Brad Armstrong, who played Arachnaman, who
He's
bore such a resemblance to Spider-Man that Marvel Comics. Oh, we got a story here.
Oh, they actually probably sued him.
Probably a cease and desist order. I'm assuming here, probably.
Brad Armstrong wasn't bad in the ring.
No, but his
Brother of the Road Dog.
Yeah.
He's also an Armstrong. I think if your last name was Armstrong in that family, you had to fucking wrestle. Wasn't their dad was like Bullet Bill Armstrong, yeah?
Yeah, you did. Yes. Yep, here's his lineage right here. Yep.
Second
Smoky
generation.
Mountain, yeah, went through a lot of Smoky Mountain. Returns of World Championship Wrestling in 90. Oh, well, we want to get before that. See what they said about Marvel.
Right.
Yeah, looks like good guy due to the superb
I'm sure they
ability.
sued.
Yeah, it looks like a cease and desist order that they got. So.
It's so absurdly like ripped off. Man.
Oh yeah, it basically just changed the colors, and it looks like a third grader may have put it together with like felt that they got at a Hobby Lobby or something. So yeah, it's pretty. It's purple or blue, and yeah, just complete rip off. Total fucking rip off. So
Yeah, I have said the many faces of Ed Leslie.
yes.
Ed Leslie, I don't think anyone's had more gimmicks than Ed Leslie. He's the man of 1,000 gimmicks. None of them got over.
No.
Well, maybe the barber, I guess.
Yeah.
But man, he was the barber. He was one of the worst ones, the booty man.
Oh, the booty man. Oh man.
He's like infatuated with his own ass. Awesome.
Yeah. We already had that in fucking Billy Gunn there.
But he was the booty man. He was, oh my god, he was a million different gimmicks. He was the Zodiac when he was in the Dungeon of Doom, brother.
With Kevin Sullivan.
Just throw that whole thing. Dungeon of Doom goes in here, the whole thing. And the worst gimmicks of all time. The whole stable.
Yeah, it was awful. Do you remember? Oh, remember they trapped Hogan or something, or they took him prisoner or something down in the
they brought
dungeon.
Eugene down, I think, to find him. Oh, dude.
Oh, awful.
They also had, we mentioned kind of last week, John Tenta as a shark attack.
Oh, yes, the shark attack.
Was in the Dungeon of Doom. Yeah. Zodiac, which was just Ed Leslie with like a white and black face.
Yep.
In like, god damn it. And then he was also, during NWO, then he had a beard. And he came out, I don't know what his name was with the NWO. But he hung out with Hogan. Basically, that dude grabbed Hogan's fucking coattails. And just everywhere Hogan went, he went, you know.
Riding Hogan's dick, yeah.
He used to actually, I think they actually wrestled as brothers at one point in time.
No shit.
Super early on, pre
I was gonna
WWF.
say that'd have to be early on. What is AWA back then?
I think it wasn't even though. I feel like it was out in the West Coast in Portland, maybe.
Okay. Okay.
Which is like that territory where Piper kind of came from and shit.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But Ed Leslie, yeah, tons of terrible gimmicks.
I'm gonna stick with more WCW.
They had more, I think. WCW had more terrible gimmicks than...
On originality here, for sure. The Renegade, Rick Williams, was his name. Complete Ultimate Warrior ripoff to the max. They seen how fucking popular the Warrior was, so they tried to bring in a big guy, much of the same build as the Ultimate Warrior, and put a big face painted R over his face and called him the Renegade.
Yeah, shitty Warrior, dude.
Shitty Warrior, poor man's Ultimate Warrior.
Speaking of Ultimate Warrior, Papa Shango.
Ah, yes, Papa Shango.
I'm not sure if I think that was bad or awesome.
I kind of being at the time, and I was younger. I thought it was a cool gimmick, actually.
I know wrestling is fake and shit, but he was a real witch doctor, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look at...
It took 20 years, but that shit on Ultimate Warrior fucking worked.
Finally worked, yeah. Wow,
it took 20 years,
I'm scared.
but it worked. He had a lot of terrible gimmicks, too. He also came in as like an MMA fighter.
Yep.
Kama Mustafa.
Kama Mustafa, most people would know him as probably, if they have any wrestling background when it was popular, was Godfather.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Godfather.
Godfather.
He was a mediocre wrestler.
Yeah, he was definitely. Let's see here. I had Eugene. Yeah, we said Eugene before. I'm running low here because you had a bunch.
I would throw in
Survivor Series pay-per-views, man. The Gobbledygooker was by many wrestlers, but the first what Survivor Series
Hector
was it?
Guerrero, man.
Hector Guerrero, yep, was the first one. So.
What a terrible utilization of having Hector Guerrero.
Let's put him in a turkey suit and have him hatch from a fucking egg.
Terrible.
That's
the worst thing that's ever happened in wrestling.
Yeah, I see that as kind of an insult to the Guerrero family, actually, man. Their blood is wrestling, and to put them in such an awful fucking... This was worse than putting fucking Chavo in the fucking white guy.
It's like you could have a countdown of the biggest atrocities against the Guerrero family by
the Gobbledygooker is at the top of my list.
I think it's the worst thing to happen in wrestling ever.
Oh, it's so stupid. And they even used it again in a couple other Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken, too, man.
Well, they had it in the Gimmick Battle Royal.
Yeah, Gimmick Battle Royal, I remember seeing it. Yeah,
it's actually one of my favorite WWF memories.
Yeah.
Because Heenan came out and fucking had some awesome shit to say.
Heenan always has awesome shit to say.
The Repo Man comes out, he's like, he just repoed his own car last week. Whatever WrestleMania it was, 25, or I don't know which one it was, and when Repo or the Iron Sheik came down, by the time he gets here, it's going to be WrestleMania 26. Fucking Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan, you get the Suplex City Limits, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, we have to put him in the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be one of the early inductees.
Our weird Hall of Fame that we're gonna have.
Oh, it's gonna be the best Hall of Fame ever.
Dude, but there's so many. You could throw in all the sports guys together. The Goon or Barry Dorso. Yep. As we just said, Repo Man, also one of the worst.
Yeah, Smash from Demolition for people, old school fans.
But when he was in WCW, Barry Darso, and he was just a golfer.
Just a golfer, yeah.
You're a golfer.
Yeah, sweater vest and all, and the hat. I'll run down a list here that I have some notable mentions. Deuce Wonder Kid, Alex Wright.
Dude, yeah, he was good in the ring, but that was a really kind of homoerotic gimmick.
Yeah, it really was.
Made me uncomfortable.
Akeem the African Dream, Boogeyman, the fake Undertaker, who is actually primetime Brian Lee. WCW killing Mike Awesome's career with the fat chick Thrilla. Do you remember this? Do you remember any of this?
I remember that '70s guy, Mike Awesome in
Yeah,
WCW.
yeah. I think this was after that. They tried to resurrect him with that, and it was already killed by the fat chick killer, Mike Awesome.
So that was his thing. He's into fat chicks.
Yeah, yeah, that was his gimmick. He liked big girls, so.
I didn't know that was a gimmick. Mike Awesome was an unsafe bastard. You know, he's dead, so
Yeah.
we won't say terrible. Well, yeah, we will. But he was an unsafe son of a bitch who would put people in crazy positions just to get a pop.
Yeah, and he was a herdy fella. People.
Yeah,
like
I don't have
working
much
with
for
him.
Mike.
You know, in this business, these guys got to look out for each other, man, because they actually, they all write each other's paychecks, man.
You know,
so.
and he'd be the guy to, like not only like you're gonna take a spot through a power bomb through a table or something,
But I'm gonna do it fucking
This
hard
fucker's
on ya.
gonna lay it in on your
Yeah,
ass,
yeah, he'll fucking. That's gonna be a herdy one.
And he had a mullet way too long.
Yeah, absolutely.
He had a mullet way too long.
Hornswoggle, Gilbert, some of the fucking outlandish, poking fun at WCW, the Goon, you already said. Max Moon, Phantazo, he was like a
Magician.
mime. Yeah, magician. And quite possibly, what I think I'm going to end this on here is quite possibly the worst gimmick ever, the Shockmaster.
Yeah, the Shockmaster.
If anybody hasn't seen that promo, watch it. It buries the gimmick right off the bat if the costume already didn't.
Would there be anybody listening to this who doesn't know about that?
I sure would hope not. And if you don't, go check it out. Go culture yourself.
one
I
had
promise it's gonna only be like a minute and a half. It's not that long. So.
One I had to add to that was Nails.
Yes. Rivaled with the Big Boss Man there for a while. They rode that fucking son of a bitch right into the ground. Yep.
That's pretty bad.
PN News, Disco Inferno is a couple other ones that I got. The Manitar. Do you remember the Manitar, dude?
Oh, Mantar.
The Mantar? Yeah.
Yeah.
He mooed. He mooed at his opponents in the crowd.
Yeah, he had that giant fucking head that he would wear out to the ring. It was like massive, dude.
Yeah, it was. It was like a buffalo head or something, if I'm not mistaken.
It was like a Minotaur head.
Yeah.
And then that was the thing, actually. It was funny because McMahon was on commentary at that time. And I think he came out and whoever was on commentary with him said, like, it's the Minotaur. And, and McMahon's like, oh, it's Mantar. He, like, corrects him.
Didn't the mask blow smoke out or steam or smoke out of the nose, if I'm not mistaken?
It probably fucking did.
Yeah. Damien Demento.
No.
PN
Terrible.
News. The Mountie, or the Mounties. They had a tag team, and then they had just one guy as a Mountie for a while.
The Fabulous Rougeaus were
Yep,
awesome tag team.
Yep, but terrible gimmick with the Mounties. Even though they were Canadian, they should have just stuck with the Fabulous Rougeau brothers, man.
The Mountie was terrible, but props to fucking Jacques Rougeau.
Yep.
He did some funny shit with that, man.
Yeah, he did.
Some of those vignettes were fucking funny, man. It was like the way he would say it too, like, I'm the Mountie. It's just, that was kind of funny.
But that's really all I got, man.
We could go on for days.
We could go on for days.
But those are some. So yeah, like I said, I think every week we'll have some stupid thing to talk about.
Yeah, what do we want to do next week, man? Do we want to do awesome fat guys?
Awesome fat guys?
Awesome fat guys in the ring?
Could do that.
I don't know how many we can.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something. Stay tuned to the Twitter and everything.
Yeah,
we'll
again,
throw that out, so.
Again, follow us on Twitter at Suplex City Limit or Facebook / Suplex City Limits.
Yep, Suplex City Limit. Yep, just remember, do what Lesnar does. Drop the S.
Drop the S.
Drop the S.
And give us ideas, man. We're trying to make it as interactive of a show as possible.
Yeah, but we might look into doing like live broadcast. I don't know. We'll see what that. I don't know. Our schedules prohibit us to record this late at night, so maybe
let us know what topics you want to hear to talk about. I know at some point we'll get into stupidest gimmick matches.
Oh yeah, gimmick matches, gimmick pay-per-views.
Oh yeah, at the end of WCW, where every match was a gimmick match.
Some of them will involve monster trucks.
Oh my God!
You know what I'm talking about right off the bat, don't you?
If only Big Show would have died when he fell off that roof, man. We wouldn't have had to endure the last.
It would have changed the universe. Yeah, we would be 15 years ahead of our.
So we talked about the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame. Uh, Currently, WWF has 90 some people in their Hall of Fame. So I was trying to figure out. I think 2 a month seems like a good idea for it. So we'll have 24 guys a year. We'll be caught up to them in a few years, right?
In quality, at least.
Right.
We'll be caught up in quality after a month or two.
So we're gonna rotate every 2 weeks. We'll have one. So I started it off. The first inductee into the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame. I had to go with Terry Funk, man.
Terry Funk, yeah, yep.
I had to go with Terry Funk for so
Legend.
many reasons, man.
Legend. We could be on another 2-hour topic just on
No,
the
we
reasons.
will. One time NWA championship when it meant something. Like fucking back in the Flair days and shit.
Yep.
2-time ECW world champion.
Did a lot of work with ECW, helped them get off the ground.
It's also a real esteemed title. One-time Juggalo heavyweight, Juggalo Championship Wrestling heavyweight champion.
Probably perhaps the most prestigious of his career.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed, man. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, it's pretty good actually. It's not as bad as you'd think. They had a lot of classic guys show up, and
if it's anything like how they did what was that, Slamomanias or whatever? No, Stranglemanias.
Oh, those were great. Yeah.
Those were fantastic. That's probably the only good thing the Insane Clown Posse has ever done. So, but anyway.
Probably. So the dude's got countless other titles aside from those.
Legendary. How long was he in the ring?
He's still his Wikipedia still says semi-retired.
Okay.
And I think he's gonna say that until he dies.
Yeah, because he's probably cutting promos for a bunch of these indie guys out there, which is cool. Right.
We'll get into that. He debuted in 1965, dude.
Wow.
He was born in 1944. From the Funk family, really, you could really, the WWE put in.
Wow, he's 70 years old out there. Wow.
Oh yeah, they put in the Funks together, him and Dory Jr. Badass fucking tag team.
Right. Yeah.
But we can do tag teams as well. But I'm just going for just Terry. A lot of that. So obviously the championships, but mostly because the dude gave more back to wrestling than possibly anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody ever gave back. You look at like those guys, Ric Flair or Hogan. Like, what did they really give back to the business? They're still about themselves. Ric Flair is still about Ric Flair. Man.
Yeah.
And Hogan is still about Hogan.
Yeah,
man.
it's all about their own image. Terry Funk, he'll give you everything, even more than even broken bones and great matches and his fucking body parts, man. He gave back, like I mentioned earlier, man. He helped ECW and Paul Heyman get off the ground back when they started, and came back for their One Night Stand pay-per-view, I do believe, as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Instead of going to the bullshit WWE one.
Right? Yeah.
Although that 2005 ECW One Night Stand from 2005 was actually good because Heyman got to book it.
Yeah.
2006 is where it went to fuck.
And if you guys don't already know, we both agree that Heyman is an absolute genius. So.
Fuck yes, he is. So Terry Funk, even Heyman had said at one time, Terry backstage, he'd be like, I can make him. And I can make him. And that's how he was, man. He would come over, and he's still out there, dude. He's on the indie circuit now.
Yep.
Still putting over new guys. Still teaching new guys.
Yep, so, and that's awesome.
I think he gave, so much back to wrestling, more than anybody, And then also Be on the Mat, which is one of my favorite documentaries ever.
Yep.
Following the guy around, like, how can you not fucking just love Terry Funk? Man?
Oh, yeah, you get a good look at his family and everything. Normal family, like as you'd expect.
Right.
Everybody thinks these guys are all fucked up and weird and shit. No, man. And they worry about him. He's got what, 3 daughters?
Yeah, a couple of daughters. Yeah.
And wasn't that the documentary where they followed him around and one of them got married, if I'm not mistaken? In it?
Right.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched this a while back. But yeah, they are in tears. They worry about him.
That was in like 90.
Yeah,
this was in 96.
Yeah, this was a while ago. Yeah, we're 20 years down the road, man. So.
And then constant reinvention. The guy, I don't know, with the moonsault. It's a terrible moonsault.
Yeah.
But it's a 60-year-old guy doing a moonsault, like, that he didn't do his whole career. It's not like he always did it.
Yeah, and obviously he's not as good as in the ring anymore nowadays as he once was, even back then. But, yeah, just his willingness to still do it and, put his body on the line like that. what he has done for wrestling. Wrestling is better now because of him, and it will be in the future because he's still doing it with with people, and he's his knowledge is going on. And yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Terry Funk, the first inductee to the Suplex City.
And a very good one at that. I agree with it.
So we'll start up.
You won't see any fire out of us tonight, but a debate like I said, we're gonna keep these secret from each other. So there may be heated debates later on with these Hall of Fame inductees, and if anybody who knows us knows that you should probably stick around for those.
Yeah, definitely.
They could get quite entertaining.
So we'll go ahead and we'll start a album on the Facebook. So the Hall of Fame, and then we'll post pictures of
Yeah, no, we'll make Twitter tweets. I think I can make an album on Twitter. I do believe I can too. I'm new to Twitter. I don't get the Twitter. How do you kids use the Twitter?
We might be able to get Terry to come and accept the award, man.
Possibly. Fuck. Who knows? We could get him to do a spot up with the guys up north there.
You never know. So in 2 weeks,
Tommy Dreamer's gonna be up there.
Yeah, he will. Rando, Commando will be putting in his first inductee. I'm excited to see where this goes. It'll be great because it's not going to be. There's so many guys who I guess would be no-brainers, but
yeah, but obviously we're not going to pick them. I'd like to get some of the obscure ones out of the way, right?
And we'll be fixing a lot of things that WWE has failed to, putting in dudes that should be.
Yeah, we're gonna give them the notoriety that they deserve. Absolutely.
Right. The notoriety, the esteemed.
Yes, we're a 5-star podcast right here.
All of the esteem that comes along with Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame.
That's right. Something that was born 2 weeks ago.
That's right. So that's that, man. That's gonna wrap it up. You got anything else? What?
Do we have any questions off of Facebook? I don't have any of that up. Did we have any questions?
It did. I saw a question from Sharon asking about what we thought about people selling their Hall of Fame rings.
Oh yes, I did see this. Paul Bearer's family sold his ring here.
I don't think they did. I think it turned out that they actually ended up not.
Was it taken down? Because it was.
Yeah, I read it was taken down.
It was on eBay for what, 22 grand, 23 grand, something like that.
Something like that.
Browsing over the story really quick.
But and that was the thing. I guess she says.
What do we think about that?
This is not the first one I've seen advertised for sale. Do you find this disrespectful? Or think this is a great way for the family to make extra cash? His family, Paul Bearer, as a man, would have never sold that ring. That would have meant a lot to that guy.
Yeah. He's
put a lot of old school. So you can't. His family. Obviously, that's ridiculous.
I'm glad they made the decision and pulled it down.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe they just took it off eBay and found somebody.
And found a private buyer, perhaps, or take it to a private auction.
Abdullah the Butcher was talking about putting his on there.
Some of these guys. I mean, you didn't make a lot of money back then, and a lot of these guys weren't good with their money, and I don't know if I can blame them. And what I think about it, I mean, if you really have to put food in your belly, I guess. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword here. I guess if the guy's still alive, I guess that's their decision. But
I wouldn't do it.
As long as the family, I wouldn't do it myself. If it was my father or something like that. No, there'd be no way that'd be leaving my possession.
Right. Yeah.
That's my personal agenda with.
Yeah. I guess I don't. So yeah. To answer the question. I don't support that. I don't think anybody should say that.
No, if they were alive to make their own decision, if times were tough or something, that's their decision. That's not yours.
But then again, the Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame, isn't it's stupid. So
yeah, it's pretty.
It's not
ridiculous.
Really, so
it's sad that it's the only thing out there.
And I guess
professional wrestlers that has any.
There was talk. I read Abdullah wanted to sell his, and then I also read that somebody wanted to. Billy Graham wanted to sell his. He wanted out of the Hall of Fame when they put Abdullah in.
Oh, no shit.
Because they used to be friends, but I guess the claim is Abdullah knowingly, was doing, blood matches and shit while having hepatitis.
Oh, okay.
And he gave people hepatitis, I guess, knowingly.
Oh.
Which is pretty.
That's pretty.
There's.
Rotten,
it's two strikes against a guy who's one of my all-time favorites, man. But
somebody who legitimately scared you as a child, you know.
Yeah.
So
Let's just hope when he gets into the Suplex City Limits Hall of Fame, if he doesn't want to sell that ring. So yeah, that was the questions. I don't know if I didn't see any other questions. As always, if you have some topics you want us to discuss, questions, or
we're up for anything.
Yeah, hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. That's gonna do it for this week. Like I said, we're now on Stitcher.
Which is awesome. The app for Android, I highly suggest it.
You can get the Stitcher app on Android and iOS, which is awesome.
Makes it easy to find us.
We got some other new sites as well coming, so more ways to listen in the future across other devices. So
and maybe some YouTube stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Guys just want to catch some quick clips of what we're talking about.
So phones, tablets, computers.
Got you covered. Listen to us during your work week, man.
That's right.
If your job lets you listen or have earbuds in. You can only have one in. I mean, I try to boot them up in the mono, so yep.
There you go.
There you go. There's my favor to you.
Don't say I never gave you anything. All right, well, that's gonna do it for this week then.
That's all I got, man.
All right, well, thanks again for everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with another week in review, more absurd commentary on the ridiculousness that is professional wrestling.
Oh, the shit show that is.
So, all right. Well, thanks again for listening. We'll see you next week.